All right, welcome back, math scholars. Welcome back to lesson 3.1.1. We're today starting question 3-3, and it's called the wonderful one. Okay, playing off of what happened yesterday with Frankie's mother, who made a delicious lasagna and split it into pieces and then split those pieces into smaller pieces, we're going to continue to discuss how and if they still have the same amount of lasagna as she had when she started. So let's read. Frankie was thinking about her mother cutting up the lasagna, when she noticed a very useful connection. She recognized that any fraction in which the numerator and denominator are the same is equivalent to a 1, okay? In addition, multiplying a number by 1 leaves that number unchanged. Wow, she said, I can use this idea to find a whole bunch of equivalent fractions. She showed her team the work at the right. Okay, over here on the right, it looks like Frankie has, she's got a fraction of 3/5, and her giant 1 is 2 2s. So we know that if we have two 2's, it's equal. I'm destined to make a 3. It's equal to 1. If I gave you 2 halves of a candy bar, you have 1 whole candy bar just in 2 halves. So she multiplied 3 times 2 and has 6 10s, and 5 times 2 and has 10. So now we're going to discuss Frankie's work. Does this make sense? Is 3/5 equivalent to 6/10? And how can we be sure? So instead of discussing, because we're in this distance learning environment, we're going to use this lovely, delicious lasagna and try to demonstrate that 3/5 is in fact equal to 6/10. Okay, so to begin, we're going to split this lasagna into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of, we have 5, this whole lasagna has been split into 5 parts. It is still one whole lasagna, it's just now split into 5 parts. So to represent 3/5, we would shade in as if I ate that huge piece that would put me to sleep. And then one of you, my lovely scholars, ate that piece. So now I have 3/5 left of my lasagna. But now let's say that I split it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am now going to split my lasagna. So sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 slices of lasagna. I could feed more of you. Okay. Let's see. Again, I've split it, and here it looks like if I had split it before I ate it, I would have had 10 tenths, right? But no, I ate 2 slices, excuse me. So now I have 1/10, 2/10, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have 6/10 left, right? Okay, so that shows that even though I started and only had the lasagna sliced into fifths, when I split it in half to represent this 2 up here, I now have twice as many pieces as I had to begin with. But, however, I still have one big lasagna. Okay? Okay, so that's how we can be sure. That is a visualization of that answer. So now it asks us to find 2 more fractions or ratios that are equivalent to 3/5. Okay, so I'm going to say 3/5, and I'm going to have my giant 1 here. And on top of my giant 1, I'm going to do this in black. So we've got a 2 here. I'm going to go with a 3. I'm going to say times 3/3. So now 3 times 3 is 9, and 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, now let's do another one. Go over here, let me change my, okay, so we have 3/5 times, let's see, I'm going to use my giant 1 again. I'm going to say, I'm going to go with 5. So I'm going to say 5/5. If I had a candy bar, 1 whole candy bar, and I split it into 5 parts, and I gave all 5 parts to you, I would still be giving you 1 whole candy bar, right? Okay, so now 3 times 5 is 15, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so these fractions here, 3/5 is equal to 9/15, equal to 6/10, and equal to 15/25. Don't panic. I know this might be kind of hard right now. We're going to get there, guys. I promise. Okay, we can do this. Now, it says what Frankie calls a giant 1 is more formally called the multiplicative identity. And they want us to discuss this with our team. But what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you the definition of a multiplicative identity, and we will work later together to ensure that we have a really good understanding of what the multiplicative identity means. So the multiplicative identity means any number or expression multiplied by the number 1. The result is going to be equal to the original number or expression that number 1 is multiplied by. That is called the multiplicative identity. Okay? That was a lot. That was like word salad. So let's go over it one more time. Any number or expression. Again, here's a great example. This is 1. I had a pie, a full pie, and I sliced it into 7 pieces. And I did not eat any. I just gave it to you, my faithful students, with 7 slices. You would still get 1 whole pie, right? That is the giant 1. So it says anything multiplied by 1. The result is equal to the original number or expression, and that number 1 is called the multiplicative identity. So the big idea here today, guys, a lot to take in, I know. When you multiply any fraction by the giant 1, you will create a new fraction, and that fraction is equal to the original fraction. How we know that? We'll find out tomorrow. Okay, scholars, for today, your assignment is, we've completed 3-3. Today, you're going to complete questions 11 through 18. If you need any help as you complete these, I am here to support you. I know this is a new idea. I have faith that you will understand it eventually. Just play with it for now. I'm here. Okay. Thank you, scholars.